this thing on? Hello, hello. Welcome to Open Pike Night and our New Year's celebration episode for 2026. I'm your host, producer John, here, of course, with my co-host, as always, the man who, compared to last year, only has 47% of the facial hair on this podcast, Jesse Bailey.
It's way different, and I'm so happy to see your beard back, John. It does my heart good. And guess what, folks? I have now seen 100% more Die Hard movies than I have the last time I spoke with you.
And the man who is such a diehard fan of Trek that he is now on to Deep Space Nine, Picard, and about to start Voyager all in this year, and Academy, and the next season of Strange New Worlds, Cameron, host of Green Shirt and Newbies Trek The Next Generation.
Yay! Sorry, 2026 is the year of the horse.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I was
Didn't
like,
even know that, actually.
Cameron just really likes horses.
Google.
Yep.
Really reaching that really niche subgroup of Star Trek fan and horse lovers. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So
And
the
Cam-
captains, two of the captains?
That's true.
At
That's
least?
true.
At least
Yeah,
two, yeah.
three. Yeah.
So, Cam, you're about to enter the standard definition era of rewatching Star Trek.
I
That's
suppose.
rough, man.
I suppose there is a big jump between TNG and DS9. I know.
Oof.
Yeah.
Someday we'll realize that people will gladly stream, watch, and buy high def Deep Space Nine and
Well,
Voyager.
They will, but like they didn't do that for TNG.
Yeah.
Like they streamed
Clearly.
it, right? Because Netflix had the remaster for a long time, but I guess they just didn't make enough money on physical media
Well,
sales.
did they advertise it at all?
It's Paramount. Of course they didn't advertise it.
Exactly. I know. That's one thing I was thinking about for this New Year's episode, talking about. I was like, I don't know how much I want to get into the whole CBS thing, but
Who knows?
Anyway.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It's a fog of war.
Yeah.
Let's just say, like, the biggest privilege of having screeners, which we are deeply appreciative of,
Mhm.
is it means we don't have to subscribe monthly.
So here we are in a brand new year. And man, compared to the start of last year, this has been a very different Trek year for everybody.
Ooh.
Mhm.
And, we finally got another season of Strange New Worlds.
Mhm.
We got to see Section 31, which when I listened back to last year's episode today,
So many-
there was a lot
So
of
many people
excitement
were
about-
hopeful for Section 31. So many New Year's resolution calls.
I can't remember, was it Platty or Grayson who said like it was going to bring the gritty Star Trek? It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of people hoping to start Starfleet Academy this year.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
off a little bit there.
If I remember correctly, because I mean, a year these days is 10 years, right? But
Mhm.
I think Zoe, our caller, enjoyed Section 31.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be worth talking to him about that because you guys know me, like I always want to give things a chance. I always want to like the things. It doesn't always work out, but a lot of times it does. So I need to hear about Section 31 through fresh eyes because I was so flabbergasted. Like I didn't know how to talk about it. I was grateful that you guys like provided some structure for that because I was like, I don't know how to do this without seeming just like I'm hating this whole thing because I don't hate it. It's just a TV movie. Like,
Yeah.
but it was an interesting experience for sure.
Well, I think the best place to start this New Year's episode is to talk about new reviews we've gotten as a podcast in the last year.
Oh,
We've gotten 2. There are at least 400 of you listening to this episode right now. We got 2 Apple Podcast reviews in the last year.
Wait, we got 3.
Could we at least double that? We got 3?
We got 3. There was one
Oh,
that came
okay.
in February.
True. That's right. Okay.
I don't think I've read the 2 newest ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start. Well, okay,
Here they
there's
are.
okay, John.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't count. There are actually 4 from this year.
Where are these not in order?
I don't know. I think Apple only shows 3 at a time, and then if you like scroll, it's really strange. Anyways, this first one is from somebody on Apple Podcasts who gave us 1 star.
Mm-hmm.
and it says, "Everything boring about a con panel, with none of the good parts like actual insight or Trek alumni. Who cares what random callers have to say? Let them make their own podcast." Now, initially I was very upset at this interview, and then I thought to myself, well, this person clearly has listened to a single episode
Mm-hmm.
that didn't happen to have a guest on it.
Right.
So-
and how many times did we have Jonathan Frakes on the podcast in the last year?
Twice?
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. But hey,
Yeah, so-
they say you don't make it as a podcast, so you get your first 1-star review.
true.
So,
Yeah, and
Like-
then I was like, we care what random callers have to say. Like, that's the answer to that question. We invite
Yeah.
that, and this is their own podcast. So I assume this person has never called in, but
Yep.
like,
I'll read the next review.
Actually, it was Platty. That
Um,
was left by Platty.
yeah,
Yeah, the next review, which for me it says was 2 years ago, but I don't know how, said, "Who the hell gave this 1 star? Show your face, coward. This is obviously one of the best Star Trek podcasts in existence. The format is brilliant. The tone is exceedingly positive. The guests are amazing, and it's independent. Keep up the great work, guys."
Aw.
And I appreciate that. I especially appreciate them talking about the tone being exceedingly positive, because we might have another review that kind of addresses that too. But we are independent. And so once again, please go leave reviews on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, or I'm not sure where else you can actually leave a review that's aggregated.
Yeah.
you can do it
we-
on Podcast Addict
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, okay.
Let me
Yeah.
check there, actually. Guys, go
Yeah.
ahead. I'll look through that.
Okay. And also consider we are independent. We are independent. It costs money to make this podcast, so please consider checking out the Patreon. We have levels as low as $2 a month. You get a bunch of bonus episodes with that. But we will move on to our next review for this last year.
I'm on pins and needles. This is the one I don't
Great
know about.
show, but ...
Ooh,
I
two
question the
ellipses.
objectivity sometimes. Parentheses. Not everything the show is brilliant. Show does is brilliant, and there's actually a lot of dumb stuff. Pike continuously getting worked, quote unquote, by his crew. Beto being a bad character. Crowbarred in as a filmmaker, in quotes. Pelia is more annoying than funny, IMO. But that's part of what I love about Trek 2. The magical hand waving and technobabble, end parentheses. They're very good hosts, but maybe too close to the show, as everything is a love fest. And that was 4 months ago.
This is
so we
such
had
a
finished-
confusing sentiment to me.
It's but 5 stars. It was a 5-star
Yeah.
review.
And we're great hosts.
Right.
But like, here are some these are complaints about Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, not about us.
Right. But also, to be fair, does our co-host Cameron not say, "I really like this episode,
I was going to
but
say,
here are all the problems I have"?
Yeah,
even Wedding Bell Blues, which is a near perfect episode, I will say, is a near perfect episode.
and the rest of it
so-
is opinions about very specific things. Like, this person should be reviewing Strange New Worlds, but we do appreciate, the
appreciate
5 stars.
5-star review.
Yeah.
And saying that we're very good. I like that. I appreciate that.
Exactly. And then we round out with 1 month ago, bunch of sweeties. Sorry, I know everyone is trying to macho out hard on their Trek prowess, but really, I listen to these bunch of sweeties because they're a bunch of sweeties. All I want in life is some Trek talk on a funny, analytical, but with casual, parasocial vibes. Open Pike Night delivers.
We're nothing if not parasocial. I mean, come on.
Oh, boy.
I've
The
had
amount of
that
time
looked
I
up.
spend thinking
Okay.
about social versus parasocial because of this podcast is pretty, too much time.
That's very sweet. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, I didn't even know those were
So-
words I needed to hear about myself.
Yeah, it's like, and that's like my thing is I really, I don't know, maybe I'll make it a resolution. I feel like I should post reviews for more podcasts that I listen to. Part of the issue there is that there are like 4 of them and they're all Star Trek podcasts and I've already reviewed them. But I could go update, I could I could make a new account and review there again. It is like very uplifting to know that there are people who specifically exactly understand what it is that we're doing and appreciate it. Like that's really cool. And I'm very grateful for that.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So thank you to those of you who left reviews for us. Everybody. Thank you to everybody. 1-star review. It's still a review. I appreciate it. It helps us get visibility. And, if we were trying to make a podcast that was for everyone, I don't think we would have picked Star Trek as our base.
Fair.
Wow. So you guys, I'm on the Apple page now. We have 138 episodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say reviews.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we're
that
there.
would be insane.
138 episodes covering a TV show that has 30. Like,
Yes.
do you
That
talk
was-
about value from a free show? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another, 30 or 40 episodes over on the Patreon. So, yeah. Including our coverage of Section 31,
That's right.
which is
Good
not
coverage.
available on our main
Yeah.
feed.
If you want to hear
Yeah.
some objectivity.
Yeah, if you want to hear us not have a love fest, go sign up for the Patreon and listen to that Section 31 episode.
Young Emperor Giorgio was really good. Okay, guys. Like, I
there
loved
was a
Yep.
a
the
really
actor.
good 10 minutes in that 90-minute
Yes, there were.
loved the
There were,
performance.
absolutely. Yeah. There was so much promise at the start of that. So
And I'll say, friend of the show, David Jones, knocked it out of the park
That's right.
as Terran Empire soldier.
absolutely.
In fact,
In fact, David wrote in for this episode. So why don't we go
Ooh.
ahead and hear what he has to say for his New Year's resolutions?
can we put in some like really dramatic Strange New Worlds music under here?
Oh,
do
absolutely. Yeah. Well, we can because we got season 3 soundtrack
That's
this year
right.
too.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
And if you could do a
All right.
voice, John, that would be great.
He's Canadian. My voice, like,
Yeah, do a Canadian accent.
wow. I'm not going to alienate all.
No,
the
we want
Canadians
him to
that make
still
this
be our
show.
friend.
Yeah. David says, "Hey everyone, happy New Year to you all. What a year 2025 has been for me. From unexpectedly losing my mom, to working on the final season of The Handmaid's Tale, to my first principal actor and recurring role in Condemned Woodstock, to a recurring role in season 1 of Boston Blue. My resolution for 2026 is more speaking roles and other things I could not talk about yet. LOL."
I feel like I need to be following David more. I did not know he had gotten those roles. That's awesome, Dave.
Congratulations, David. Yeah, because we've had him on the show before. We've talked to him about what it was like to be background under the cloak of war, and good work.
Mhm.
You go from background acting in 1 or 2 shows to 4 roles in 1 year. Hey, man, congratulations.
And I don't know if you guys both saw Trap, but he was in that as well. And you can like
Oh, yeah.
pick him out
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah.
screen while
Mhm.
you're watching
Nice.
the movie. It was really
He
cool.
was in the trailers.
Yeah.
He was?
And-
Oh, nice.
Condolences, my friend,
Yeah.
for the loss of your mother. I can't even begin to imagine the turmoil that has brought to your life. But I know that your family was a big part of your Star Trek journey. And I know that they all are and would be proud of how far you have come in your chosen profession. Like, you're living the dream, man. We've said it before, I'll say it again. You are living the Trekkie dream. And that is absolutely an inspiration. That's very cool.
All right. Well, should we hear from another one of our callers for some New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, let's jump in.
A lot of our callers this year we did hear from last year, and so it's going to be pretty fun. Let's start with Grayson. Here we go.
Hey guys, as 2025 began, my big resolution was simple. Stop talking about starting a podcast and just do it. And shockingly, I actually did. It's called The Prime Detective, and it's a weekly series, usually 10 minutes or less, where I explore the overlaps between true crime, strange coincidences, and science fiction, especially Star Trek. By the time this airs, there should be 12 or 13 episodes out there wherever you get your podcasts. I've got 26 episodes planned for season 1, and as always, a huge thank you to the Open Pike Net crew for helping me spread the word about it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Looking ahead to 2026, I'm excited to be joining Isaac Brown's Trek 365 Star Trek audio drama alongside my co-star Cameron. And speaking of muscles, personally, I'm hoping to get in better shape, travel more, and I need to reset my Instagram algorithm because right now, thanks to a certain gay hockey show, my feed is mostly Hollander and Rosanov instead of Sean Ferrick hot takes and Lego Enterprise Ds. I'm really counting on Starfleet Academy to help restore the balance. On the Trek canon front, I would love to see Paramount announce a more grounded Starfleet series. Puppet shows and musicals, they're great, they're fun, I love them, but give me something with the intensity of like The Expanse or For All Mankind set in the Star Trek universe, and I am all in. Okay, that's it for me. Thanks, guys. Happy New Year, y'all.
Couple things here. I love that so many of last year's New Year's callers are New Year's callers again this year. That's the kind of loyalty that you cannot buy as an independent podcaster. Thank you, Grayson, so much. Also, was that a dig at podcasters? Wherever you get your podcasts, you got to self-promote, man. If you don't self-promote, people don't know where you are. I mean,
Right. He used his New Year's resolution to basically get a free ad for his podcast and our podcast.
yeah,
That is some
normally,
self-promotion.
Absolutely. Good work.
normally we charge hundreds of dollars for that.
And promoting Isaac's podcast, which yes, I am on. I'm sorry, I'm not as up on the cast. I don't know who you play. I knew you were in it, Grace. I'm not sure who your character is though. I do play Muscles, the beefhead Vulcan security officer. So you'll have to go
Ooh.
find Trek 365's audio drama to find out what that sounds like.
I love it.
Fantastic.
I have
Yeah.
been downloading. So I've been off work for 2 weeks. Guys, this is the last day of my winter
That's
break
crazy.
from work. And I have been downloading every podcast that comes out that I normally listen to, including Trek 365. It's got Star Trek, Greatest Trek, Next Conversation, all these shows, and not listening so that I have a backlog to burn through when I get back to work. I'm very excited to start this. And speaking of other podcasts, the only reason that I did not have to go Google gay hockey show is
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of our friends at the Poly Amateur Hour. They had a whole section where they talked about, like, I think it was hockey fanfic in particular. And then that led to a mention of the show Grayson's talking about, which of course is Heated Rivalry.
Okay.
It is
Ah,
apparently
okay.
like one of the biggest shows in the world right now.
Oh,
I haven't seen it yet.
I've not heard of it at all.
me neither.
Heard nothing but
I was like,
positivity.
is this, what is the Letterkenny?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
Oh,
I was wondering if it was that show, but,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. And yeah, it was kind of an honor. Like, it was an honor this last year when Grayson started the Prime Detective. He reached out to us and asked us for feedback on his first few episodes, just to it showed that Grayson loves the work we do and asked for our feedback on it. And so, congratulations on having your almost entire first season produced. And
Yeah.
it's a fun show.
It's a good show, but
And
it's as good as the title would suggest.
Yes,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I think it also really like shows you the level of professionality that Grayson brings to even an independent show, right? Like, he's not just going to record whatever he feels like and drop it.
Mm-hmm.
He got feedback. He workshopped it. Like, he did a lot of work to make it function the way that it does. And I got to say, it is so fun to listen to. And it's incredibly soothing. Like, Grayson, if you ever start doing books on tape, please let me know.
Yeah, he'd be good for that. So, there's a few things we talked about last year. I'd like to talk about this year. What kind of Trek year? How do you feel about the year just in Trek overall? Because the year, last time we had this conversation, we'd been in a desert
Mhm.
of Trek. And
So 2025, we're talking, you're asking?
yeah, how do you feel about 2025?
I mean, I liked season 3 of Strange New Worlds quite a bit, so I felt good about
Yeah.
that. Talked about what we felt about Section 31. I don't think we need to talk about it anymore. Was there any other Trek?
Well, here's the thing about Section 31. No, I'm kidding. I personally
there was Khan.
really enjoyed the Con
I
podcast.
gotta
Yeah,
listen to
Yep.
Khan.
it's good.
I want
Like,
to.
It addresses, like, when you hear there's going to be a Con podcast about what happened between, Space Seed and Wrath of Khan, you immediately have like 4 or 5 Trekkie questions, right? That show addresses all of them pretty quickly and in a way that you're like, all right, I'll go with you on this. And it's Kirsten Beyer and David Mack with a story from Nicholas Meyer. It's quite the pedigree for a podcast. And there are times, honestly, when you're listening to it where you're like, I really wish that they could have done a TV show. Like,
Yeah.
But the cast is amazing. The audio engineering, like the sound design, is really good. It's very immersive until you hit those ads, of course.
Oh.
But it kind of makes me wonder, guys, should we should we announce like the number and title of every episode that we cover like they do? Like Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 3, Episode 10, New Life and New Civilizations. Because that
with
announcer
voice.
goes way harder than he needs to for a podcast.
That's awesome. I also have not listened to it yet, so
Oh, man.
I know. I think you're the only one who's listened to it.
It's really, like I said, it's so much fun. And like, there are moments of comedy. I think our friends at It's Got Star Trek have talked about the comedy that comes from going from like a super intense scene with Khan yelling at a subordinate to like an ad about getting pants through the mail. Like,
Okay, that is pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean,
that's pretty good.
it's really funny because it makes me wonder, like, what are you guys doing with your internets to where your targeted ads are like, these guys need pants and they need them in the mail?
So, how many episodes of Con were there? 6? How many episodes was it?
10? Hold on.
So, we got one Star Trek movie and 19 episodes of Star Trek
All
in
right.
2025. So, honestly, that's actually fewer episodes of Star Trek than we got in 2024, even with the strike, because we got both Discovery and Prodigy
Mm-hmm.
in
Yep.
2024. But I feel like it was a pretty good Trek year overall, because we did get confirmation and announcement of Academy
Mm-hmm.
and
Got
some unnamed new movie, unknown new movie.
by an amazing team that brought us
Yep.
Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. So I'm here for
Hell
that.
yeah. Absolutely. And
And like
Yeah.
surrounding the Trek, just the community this year has felt really good for me. Like we met a lot of people in Las Vegas. This was our first year at Star Trek Las Vegas as presenters. We had a panel. Alice Wetterland joined us for that. That was a ton of fun.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We made so many connections. We got to meet really, really big names in the Star Trek world. Sean Ferrick, who we did an episode with. Like, it was a lot of fun. And just the community online, in our Discord, on our social medias, have made this a really positive Star Trek year for me, even though it didn't have a ton of, Star Trek itself. Like, there was enough to keep people engaged. And honestly, I'm not here saying it's good to have less Star Trek, because it's not. But it is easier as a podcaster to have fewer episodes of Star Trek.
Yeah.
I am really excited to jump into Academy with you guys, though. Like, I think that'll be a great, a great way for us to kind of hold ourselves over until we get to season 4 of Strange New Worlds.
Mhm.
But John and Cam, like, you guys had a pretty cool Star Trek experience this year, right?
Did we?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it was all international. That was all mysterious.
That's right.
The big blank building we went to where they shoot Strange New Worlds.
The tiny sign that says CBS Studios.
Yep. Yeah, and you were talking about with fewer episodes. We did actually, and I don't think we mentioned this in our discussion about our set visit to Strange New Worlds. We did give them feedback that dropping 2 episodes at a time is really hard on the podcasting community, and they should think about that.
They did not listen with Academy.
No, they didn't.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
did not.
The first 2
But,
episodes are dropping together, guys. If
yes,
you weren't
first 2
tracking
episodes are dropping together. We have gotten screeners. I think I'm the only one of us who has seen all of those screeners so far. There's embargoes and stuff like that. I will say I'm excited to see the rest of the season. Unambiguously excited and invested to see the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So
I binged 3 episodes last night. I made all my notes for the first 3 episodes. The screener app is a little finicky. Like,
oh
the
my
first
God.
episode is really long, and apparently there's a timeout on the screener app. So like, if you're not moving your mouse, it goes, "Oh, you're not here. We're shutting off this
Mhm.
video." So I missed the last like 12 or 13 minutes of the first episode the first time I watched it. So I figured, you know what? I'm just going to start over. And I went back, caught all the way up, and then I did episode 2 and 3. And I will say this right now, there are cast members of the show that I did not know were part of this show, and I was pleasantly
Okay.
surprised.
And we'll talk more about this because, and I'm just going to bleep this out. There are famous people. I'm like,
Oh, interesting.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I bet you that's exactly what they're doing.
Let's go ahead and hear from a few more of our callers for their 2026 resolution. Here is Abby.
Hey, Open Pike. Abby Summer from the First Flight podcast. So my 2025 resolution was boring, right? So let me tell you about one I made about 10 years ago that changed my life for me. I was going through a rough period. I had a great big Great Dane dog, and a lady walked past me one day, and everyone always complimented me on the dog. Beautiful dog, is that a horse, blah, blah, blah. And she looked at me and said, your dog is beautiful, and so are you. And I needed to hear that so much, just randomly. So I made a resolution to tell people the nice things that I was thinking about them. Strangers, people I know, whatever. Whether it's, I love hearing your podcast in my ears, that's for you guys. Or you make me laugh every time I see you. That shirt looks great on you. Wow, you look like you're so happy today and healthy. Anything. It makes a huge difference. People don't always expect it. And a little bit of kindness, you never know when it's going to be the one thing that really helps somebody out when they really need it. So that was my resolution that changed my life. As for next year, I resolve to keep plugging away, fighting the good fight, and thoroughly enjoy a whole lot of Star Trek. Hopefully that includes Starfleet Academy, which I am pumped for. So hope this finds all of you in yours well. We'll talk soon.
I know confidently that I can speak for John and Cam when I say every call that we get from you, Abby, has that uplifting, positive effect on us. I think
Absolutely.
Yes.
just the buoyancy that you bring and the positive energy is something that cannot be, you can't put a price on that. Like, it's something that every single week really helps us stick to what we're doing. Not that we're ever like, oh, got to do the show again. But it's really nice to know that there are people dedicated to listening, dedicated to calling, and you are absolutely right up there on the list of callers that we can't wait to hear every week. So thank you very much for that. And I gotta say, I really like that positive, Trekkie style community bolstering idea of be sure to tell the people the good things about them and how they have a positive effect on your life. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Absolutely. So thank you, Abby. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and hear from our buddy Mark.
Engineer Mark here, and I've been looking back on a life and career where I lived what I still consider my best life with Mary Pat. In that time, this old warrior fought many battles, both physical and otherwise. Won some, lost some. Then the one battle there was no chance of winning, and it's been a real fight to find that way forward since. In 2025, I finally feel I have found that way. That it's not so much a fight anymore, and found real, lasting joy in what is my life now. My resolution has been, and continues to be, to keep on finding that way forward. To not just exist in conflict, but actually resume living this life to the fullest, as we did. So it is forward, with people who have been wonderful in my life over this past year, including everyone here at the pod, and look very much to what will be in 2026 with them, and always with Mary Pat. Looking forward to all the Trek Academy very soon, and we still do have plenty of Strange New Worlds before it's really over. Events this year, with family and friends. May you all have the happiest of New Year's, and live long and prosper.
Mark is one of our biggest fans, and I dare say our biggest supporter. We've talked about earlier, social and parasocial podcast. We are in regular communication with Mark. I'm going to say he absolutely in this last year lived a hell of a year. And is a very impressive person to know. And I'm ever grateful for the amount of support he gives us and to have made him as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And like to have the built-in community that Mark provides, like when we went to Star Trek Las Vegas this year, Mark covered the room and Cam and I just were able to focus on being at the convention, putting the panel together and having fun. That made a world of difference. And having Mark there for all of those experiences made them all even better. I remember sitting at, I think it was Smashburger, and we all kind of noticed at the same time, oh, we're sitting across from the Star Wars burlesque show that is currently doing a residency at the Rio. So we're sitting there eating our burgers, and there's like half naked stormtroopers in front of us. It's like, this is one of those moments where you kind of look at each other and go, hey guys, this is real life. Isn't this strange? Like,
That's supposed to stay in Vegas, Jesse.
Well, people know it's there. They have a website. But yeah, and walking the strip with Mark. We went and found secret pizza without John, which I didn't know was something we could physically pull off. Like, it was a ton of fun, and I was so grateful to have Mark there with us. And we try to open a lot of doors ourselves, and by ourselves I mean Cameron opens a lot of doors by sending a lot of emails and communicating with agents, managers, professionals. But just by virtue of being friends with Mark, we got to meet Robert freaking Picardo in Las Vegas, and that was awesome. He just came to the bar where Mark's Star Trek family Facebook group was hanging out, and he hung out for like 40 minutes, talked about his whole career, kind of teased Academy a little bit, like really just, as Mark was saying, live in reality, reach for the people that you think will do you good, and you will be pleasantly surprised. I am very grateful to have you aboard, Mark.
Well, I think the strategy Mark employs that works wonders too, if I may, and I'll correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, but like, you throw yourself at life. You do not stand still. All of these Star Trek things, I also know you do a lot with the Irish community, but always having something to look forward to. And I think in general, that's something, as we sit here on the precipice of a new year, we can look at it and be like, what do we have to look forward to? Like, what plans have we made that will keep us going? And I'm excited for 2026 in a big way. I think,
Absolutely.
Just speaking of Las Vegas, like, we've had some good Las Vegas experiences. I don't want to set expectations. I don't want to get my hopes up. I feel like this Star Trek Las Vegas experience coming up is going to be one for the books. Just knowing who is planning to come, both guest-wise and attendee-wise, people from our circle. I'm very excited to meet a lot of you, and I'm really looking forward to doing that in Vegas.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think the last point that Mark made that really hit home for me was like, you gotta find ways to focus on the positive stuff, because there's plenty of negative things to know about and to understand about the world and consume, but like, if you can carve out joy, that is meaningful, and you absolutely should hold fast to that. So thank you again, Engineer Mark.
Just to remember that, as people like to joke about, wow, getting real worn out of living in unprecedented times. At least one of the unprecedented times we got was 5 different Star Trek shows on the air at the same time.
That's right.
Like this is still an unprecedented time in a good way too.
Mm-hmm.
Agree.
Let's go ahead and hear from new New Year's caller, Mags.
Hi everybody, this is Mags. Happy New Year first of all, and I hope 2026 is an awesome year for everyone. So, a resolution for this year. There is a lot that I want to achieve in 2026, but I think the main thing I want to achieve is to live more, to get out there, stop hiding, and be brave, and follow the example of an excellent friend who has inspired me to be the best that I can. So I guess that's what I want to try and do this year. Hopefully, come the end of 2026, I'll have managed it. But I'm going to get on my back paws and try. Live long and prosper, everybody. Bye.
Guys, this is already a great episode. I love that call, Mags. And I think it's really an admirable thing. And it is a conscious choice that needs to be made every day. And I appreciate you acknowledging that, because, like we were just saying, it's so easy to mire yourself down in all of the things. So to choose positivity, to choose love, to actively work toward those things is a beautiful thing. And I think, I'm happy to commit to joining you with that resolution. Like, I'm going to reach out. I'm going to love more. I'm going to in combination with Abby's call, I'm going to tell people that I love them more. And I am so grateful that we get to add your voice and your positivity to this show.
Yeah, I think it's just everything you both just said. It's a choice. It's harder than it seems like it should be to look at yourself and go, am I being the person I want to be? Am I living my best self? Like, am I living the story I want to tell about myself right now and years from now? And sometimes you just have to step outside and try to look at yourself objectively and make some, just start with small things. I guess that's what New Year's resolutions are all about.
Yep.
Yeah. Should we start ours now? Should we break ours up and put them throughout?
Yeah, we can do
Seems
that.
like a good
I will
point.
say my piece of advice for Mags, let's tie it to Star Trek. I would say it sounds to me the type of what you're looking for your New Year's resolution. I would say follow the path of Bradward Boimler. Reinvent yourself. Don't be afraid to make a fool of yourself. Change your hair up if you need to. Travel through time. Get covered in goo. Like whatever you got to do.
Grow a beard.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you love out loud, there will be people who are detractors for that. They're going to get mad at you for daring to be loving and happy out loud. Like, it happens. And that's part of what makes that a choice. And I think you're right, John. Bradward Boimler is a great example.
And some of those detractors would not have you any other way, like a Mariner. She'll detract,
Exactly.
she'll make fun, but
Yeah.
she loves Boimler because of who he is.
Because of
and
what
sometimes
he,
you have to
who he is
remember.
and who he tries to be. Yep. Absolutely. All right. We'll go ahead and start into our resolutions. I went last year, so I'll go first this year.
Boy.
Yay.
First up, let's hear my resolutions for 2025. I think my resolutions, similar to Jesse, I would definitely like to drop a little weight, but I have been a lot more active and actually not just active, but exercising more this last year, and really have enjoyed that. So I want to carry on with that. And I would say, as far as Open Pike Night goes, as far as podcasting goes, I really want to, as much as I can, I want to make sure I put a concerted effort more into content or interaction with our patrons, folks who go the extra mile to support Open Pike Night. It's something I feel I really dropped the ball on, and I'm like, you know what? I want to make 2025 a good year for Open Pike Night patrons. I want to make sure they really know that we appreciate everything they do for us and the way they support us.
Seconded. I like that a lot.
Absolutely.
So, being that in 2025, I fully embraced what I wanted to do and signed up for college again. You guys remember me saying that. And so I've been getting a lot of grades lately. I will give myself an honest D+ as far as engaging more with patrons goes. But like we said, Academy is coming out, and that will be patron exclusives.
We had a strong end of the year.
We did have a strong end of the year. I'm pretty happy with that, and I've gotten good feedback about that. It's like, okay, we just need to do stuff. We got Jesse to watch Die Hard.
I mean, that was fun.
That was super fun. The movie hangouts, I have only gotten positive feedback about, and we've done 2 of them.
Yeah.
So we'll be. I see more of those. I've dropped about 16 pounds this year, and have actually stayed extremely active. So I'm feeling good about that. Sleeping better, eating a lot of beans. Like my daily regular fiber intake is way up. I got to tell you, eat more fiber, eat more beans. And you know what? I'm 44. I take, not the name brand, but Costco brand. I take Metamucil. I use it. It makes me feel better. And yeah, so, but yeah, I'd say for 2026, I'm going to carry over that resolution for patrons. And I have some personal resolutions involving my involvement with the podcast and just the way I approach things of don't let it build up, chip away at it a little bit each day, literally minutes a day, make a huge difference at the end of a year. And I have started that and I'm sticking to it. And it is how I'm trying to approach a lot of things this year. And then I do have a resolution personally to, for Open Pike Night, I'm going to Trek, the STLV. I'm definitely going to be there this summer. And personally, I'm going to finish that degree. I should be done by November.
All right.
Yeah.
So in like the span of 18 months you signed up for and then finished college?
I already had an associate's degree, so I was able to carry over. I went in there with like 37% of my degree complete already with the associate's degree, and it is a self-paced school, so it's all online. I am able to, if I go, it was really funny because at the end of my first 6-month term, I go to Western Governors University. It is a good school. Anybody who wants to shit on online schools or stuff like that, guess what? Nobody from Western Governors has ever started a war or committed a war crime, as far as I know. I'd like to see Harvard, Yale, and Princeton and say that. But I was finishing out the term. I did 27 credits between April and November of last year, and was trying to finish 30. I was trying to get one more, and it was an Excel class. And my advisor kept being like, I don't know, this is one that a lot of people stumble on. I was like, no, I promise I've been using Excel for 25 years. Since Excel existed, I've been using it. Like, there's some deep stuff. I'm like, what? Like pivot tables? What is it? And she talked me into just waiting till the next semester. I got started the next semester, December 1st. I finished that class December 4th. But I promised you, I know Excel. So started strong. But
so get ready for the new spreadsheet-based Open Pike Night. It's going to be a slog to look at, but it'll be great to listen to.
Yes.
And I kind of have this vision now, like as the show continues, it will be like, yeah, I got a replacement hip. It's good. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not.
Yeah.
Like you should just get a new hip. They're pretty inexpensive. Like I'm very excited to see how this show evolves. I love your resolutions, John. I think I don't purport? No. I don't presume to speak for Cameron, but I will say as a creative and as an independent professional, you have provided a great role model for me. I always ask myself, is this up to the standard that John would hold himself to? And I think that has really helped me get some of my stuff elevated. Like when I do the edit of the show, I want it to be something that when you guys listen to it, you're like, this is a good edit. Here are like 4 notes. I don't want to get eviscerated in the group chat. So thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, should we hear from another caller?
Yeah.
Okay, here is Melanie.
Hi guys. Wow, I just realized that I also made a New Year's resolution last year, so you've been part of my life for over a year now. Wow, amazing. I recently got a new tattoo. I'm gonna share a picture on the Discord later if you want to see. And yeah, I now have the handwriting of people close to me on my skin. Though, not Anson's, not yet at least. But anyway, the new tattoo is gonna be my resolution for this year and for every year that is to come. Live. Just like Pike, I want to live my life to its fullest, which includes friends that mean a lot to me, and to travel through Europe to see me, or vice versa. And I'm going to enjoy my life, stay positive and on my track. No weight loss goal this time, just keep going as I was. I want to laugh with my friends, and I want to be able to see through this shitty world with jokes and just laugh with those and everyone who wants to laugh with me, you know? I want to love my friends, my family, and my Honinkje. I love you. Track related? It's just the same. I want to see every track there is and will be. I laugh at the conventions I'll attend this year. I'm planning on Facts in Belgium, FedCon in Germany, and Star Trek Las Vegas in the States. It's gonna be amazing. Woo! Yeah, baby, we're gonna hit it so much. I'm so happy I got my tickets, and I will love it so much. What else is there to say? Well, I also promised I would give Voyager a watch, so I better stick to that. I know this will be an amazing year, and I can't wait to see everyone. Again, live long, prosper, Melanie.
Melanie is not kidding. Like, Star Trek Las Vegas this year may kill us, guys. There are going to be so many people there that we know. And we had one night last year, 2025, where we did a little bit of drinking. We stayed out late. And I'm proud to say we didn't wake up with hangovers. Everything was cool. We seemed to manage it pretty well. We functioned all day the next day. I was very pleasantly surprised by that.
But we were not
but
with
yeah.
Germans.
And we were with Mark, and it was like, we gotta stay like cogent, man. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of Mark, but like now we're so close that I'm like, well, I'm over that. Like Mark can see me at my worst, and he's still gonna call into the podcast. So yeah, this is going to be a very, very fun year at Star Trek Las Vegas. We cannot wait to finally meet you, Melanie.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe you could get Anson Mount to like sign your arm with a Sharpie, and then you can immediately go to a tattoo parlor and get that permanent.
We will document the whole process.
Happy to.
Bring the tattoo artist there.
Yeah.
We'll make it a thing. We'll make content out of it.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Well, I want to go travel back a little bit in time because, guys, years are the thing about years. They're long. And it was a year ago. It was 2025 that I guess it was 2024 when we were invited, but 2025 when we dropped our pod crawl episode with The Greatest Generation. And that was definitely a highlight for me of last year. It was just an honor to be picked out by those guys. It was, a lot of fun to do, and probably other than starting the podcast, like the number one thing to boost our listenership. So a big thank you. I wasn't on the Thanksgiving episode, but thank you to the Greatest Gen guys for just being good friends and good pod collaborators. And I think we're due for a collaboration with them sometime soon. So we should get on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have to put something together. I think we have footage of them singing karaoke we can use as leverage. But along those lines, like everybody from Greatest Gen and Greatest Trek is great. We met Wendy. She's a ton of fun. We met Bill Tilley. Hanging with Bill Tilley in Vegas was a blast. And like, you want to know somebody who understands the parasocial relationships that podcasts can create? Like, that guy is incredibly down to earth. He's got like one of the coolest jobs in podcasting that you could have. And he's completely normal guy. It has not gone to his head. There's no amount of like, well, our podcast is this way. What's your cute little podcast about? Like, nicest guy in the world. Very funny. Like, he was cracking jokes at a pace that I was like, I think that was also a joke. Now, to be totally fair to myself at the time, I had, again, been drinking a little bit. So
one night
like,
of drinking, yes.
Yeah, gotta pay a lot of attention here to make that work. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. And like the community that surrounds the Greatest Trek shows, the Friends of DeSoto, is very tight knit. So to see some of that community not only talk positively about the show that we put out for the pod crawl, but to make the leap over to our Discord server and our community was so meaningful. It's like these guys are dedicated to a show that's been on for 9 years. And so they're going to have an idea of how a Star Trek podcast should sound. So for them to go, I'm going to give these guys a shot now, is like hugely meaningful. Very grateful for that. I agree with you 100%, Cam.
And guys, I know, look, the common wisdom is never read the comments. My New Year's resolution is to always read the comics, because reading the comments, we went out. We were like, what do these people who love The Greatest Generation, the Star Trek podcast, what do they think of our little podcast? They liked our little podcast. Like, it was so uplifting reading those, because it wasn't people calling in. It wasn't people leaving reviews knowing we'd read it. It was us lurking and being like, what do they say when they don't think we're around? They said really nice things. So thank you so much for giving us a chance, people, and for telling other people what you thought about us.
Yeah,
absolutely. And
congratulations on 10 years, guys.
Yeah. Happy New Year. Congratulations. 10 years of podcasting. I mean, I know that's about what, half the lifetime of podcasts so far. That's pretty damn good to still be going strong with such a community that you have. So, Ben, Adam, everybody on your crew, congratulations. Fantastic 10 years. We look forward to 10 more, because can't wait to see what you have to do for those episodes.
And I'm so happy that you guys are still friends. Like, the stress that must come. I mean, we have a low level of stress surrounding this podcast, but it's not absent, right? Like there is
Yeah,
stress that comes in a creative project. And to have put out as many episodes as you guys have in 10 years and still be friends and still be happy and still be loving what you're doing is huge. So yes, congratulations to the Greatest Generation and Greatest Trek. I will say I am loving their coverage of the original series. It's very fun to hear like TNG Kids, right, as a label, go back and see all of the original series. And as a supporter, I also really loved your coverage of The Thing for the bonus coverage episode. That was a ton of fun.
That was super fun. All right, Cam, you want to hear your last year's resolution?
Let's hear it.
All right, here we go.
All right. Well, yeah, I kind of mentioned, so not giving up. I want to see Frank and Zed over the finish line. I want to help my Betty, Jessie Blanchard, finish this movie finally. It is being looked at by a studio or a distributor, a studio. I'm not really even sure what they're doing, but there's a Hollywood organization that likes Frank and Zed and wants us to distribute it. But Jessie is a bit of a perfectionist and can really kind of get lost down these rabbit holes. And so I am here to help guide him over the finish line. I hope we can do that. That's a resolution.
You can do it, Cam. I know you can do it.
I want to get this GD Riker statue finally going. I mean, it probably wouldn't be erected this next year, but if we can get the fundraiser going and at least the statue being built, I would be very excited for that. And I want to meet more fans here. And as for personal resolutions, I think I'm going to go back to one I made last year. Last year, I had resoluted to read more. I had set a goal for myself of one book a month because I used to be a voracious reader and it just dropped off. And I didn't quite make one a month. I think I've read about 5 or 6, depending if you count the one I had started before the new year. So this year, I'm going to try to up it to 12 books read in 2025 is my goal. Well, in lieu of giving myself a grade, I think I will just say my New Year's resolutions are all exactly the same. No, not quite. Frank and Zed did not get completed this last year. There's still hope. I'm still kind of helping out with some things with it. We do have a Patreon now if anyone wants to go join the Puppet Core Patreon. But I've stepped back some of my involvement and said, you know what, Jessie, take the reins, finish it on your timeline. So again, not this Jessie. Riker statue, nothing budged last year. The merger happened. There's still a lot of reorganizing going on. I'm still getting ghosted by people who are supposed to be helping me get this done. But I have had some other supporters who want to see it done reach out in the past couple of days. And I'm like, all right, basically we have to get fundraising going in the next couple months if it's going to happen. So one more year for that to be on my list. So Riker statue is a resolution for this upcoming year. I did meet fans last year. That was great. Yeah. Star Trek Las Vegas. We met a lot of our fans. Some people who we knew would be there. Some were big surprises. Some people I didn't even catch their names. They just said they've been listening to the show and then disappeared in the crowd of people that happens at Star Trek Las Vegas. But it was great meeting you all. Katie. Who else did we meet, Jessie? There's two. There's another. It's like another younger person, right?
Yes, but I don't remember if they gave us their name.
Okay. All right.
Are you talking about the people that saw our shirts and said, I just had to come up to you guys?
Maybe. I know we met someone while we were waiting in the lobby for Katie.
I think that's who that was.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't remember if they gave their name.
So it was great meeting you, Katie, putting a face to the name. I don't know if you're going to be there again this year, but it's going to be exciting. We're going to meet more people this year. So great for that. Books. Okay, I need some help, guys. So I felt like I read more, but now I'm reading what I read, and it's not more than last year. I finished The High Country, so give me some props for that one.
Okay.
Nice.
I finished something else back in January, and I can't remember what it was, so not a good one. I read Neuromancer, William Gibson's Neuromancer. Mm-hmm. I read a National Park Mystery Series, book 1, that I was reading to my kid at night. It was all right. And then I read 6 collections of the Doro de Horo manga. I don't know if I can count each one as its own book. Maybe the whole thing counts as one book. It was really good. That's what I spent a lot of my reading time. So at least I was doing some reading. So I'm going to give myself a pass there a little bit.
Okay, so the way that you say that, I was like, he read Dora the Explorer?
Doro de Horo? Doro?
Is it Doro Hedoro?
Doro Hedoro? I can
Okay,
never say
now I
it
have
right.
to look it up.
I thought I put it Doro de.
Yeah, Dorohedoro.
Okay, Dorohedoro.
I was like,
Dorohedoro.
wait a minute.
Yeah,
I have been wanting to watch that show, and it's like it's in my Netflix playlist.
I want to watch it.
How is the manga? Is it?
It's good.
Good?
So one of my coworkers like thrust it in my hand, and she's like, "You have to read this." And I started flipping through. I'm like, "Look, I've never read a manga. The art style's not my style. It's all very kind of like impressionistic." So the first book, I was like, "Okay, I guess it's kind of interesting." And then she thrust the second collection in my hand. I was like, "Okay, I got to read this one now." By the end of that second one, I was like, "All right, I'm kind of hooked. I get it. The world building's really fascinating. It's a very original story. It's hyper violent." So yeah, it's good.
Very cool.
Good. So yeah, but this year, 12 books. I've got a stack on my bedside table. It's getting higher and higher. I've got to get this done soon, or else like it's going to cause a fire hazard. So Riker statue, 12 books, and I think I'm going to leave it there. So next year, here's my clip for next year. 2026, I'm going to read 12 books. I'm going to start building our Riker statue. You heard it here, guys. A+ grade coming at you.
Excellent.
Calling your shot. Wow.
Yeah, I definitely read more last year than the year before. I understand that the classics are important.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them I love. Like, I remember the first time I read Les Miserables, the novel, the book. I'm like, this is a banger. This book rules. Do not read 100 Years of Solitude. That book is fucking trash. And it is, I don't know why it's a classic. That book is dog shit. I get that it is a messed up book, and I don't understand why it's held up as high as it is, because it's like, this is terrible.
It's not the title.
Like,
that's not inspiring me to pick it up.
No, and it's, I mean, it's not even like boring or badly written. It's like, I hate to sound puritanical. It's like, I don't need to read filth like this. Like, what is the point of this happening in this book? Why? And yeah.
Oh, well, now
anyway, 100 Years of Solitude sucked. Everything else I read this year, I pretty much enjoyed. The Fisherman, horror novel, is probably one of the standouts. I really enjoyed The Fisherman. So if you're looking for something scary to read, yeah,
maybe
Fisherman's pretty good.
All right.
My literary
also Northwoods rules. That one's cool. It's about an apple orchard over the course of about 500 years up in Massachusetts. It's so good. So yeah,
I like it. My literary hot take, I did not like Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was like, it felt like such a list of complaints that an old man had about teenagers to me. Like, to be absolutely fair, I was a teenager when I read it. I should probably give it another shot now that I am not a teenager. And, you know, the guy was prescient. He picked out a lot of stuff that did eventually come to pass. So I'll give it credit for that. But yeah, I remember the teacher being like, this is an American classic. And partway through, I'm like, this is garbage. Why are we reading
Ray
this?
Bradbury wrote better stories than that, for sure.
He wrote better short stories than long form stories too, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, I don't like most Dickens. I think Dickens is stunningly boring. But yeah, there are some great classics out there. Just avoid 100 Years of Solitude. It's not.
Here's our new patron segment, like books we don't like.
I think people would love that. It's like, oh, they actually read them and don't like them. Sweet, let's hear them. All right, let's hear from our last two callers, and we'll get to Jesse's resolutions. Here is our buddy Zoe.
Open Pike Night. This is the USS Cinema. Zoe Richardson, Captain Commandant, also host of Backlit Cinema, the podcast, and there's so much to look forward to in the year 2026, current events notwithstanding, but obviously I'm excited about the new Star Trek shows that are coming out. I'm excited about Strange New Worlds, and I'm excited about Starfleet Academy. That looks exciting, and I can't wait to start watching it. I want to see what they're going to be doing in that show, what kind of challenges the characters are going to be facing, the new characters that we get to meet and be reacquainted with some old favorites and some classic characters. But also I'm excited about some of the other properties coming out, some of the superhero shows that are coming out. I'm really excited for all of the sci-fi things that are going to be coming our way. But also, I'm excited about making plans for attending one of these Star Trek conventions. I haven't been to a convention in a long while, and I'd really like to participate in one. The one that's most accessible to me is the one that's usually happens in New Jersey. So I want to take a look at attending that. I have this fantasy about maybe attending the convention in Nevada, in Las Vegas. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, this is Zoe Richardson out.
You know what we're
They
going to
should-
suggest, though?
Yeah. They should absolutely rebrand as Star Trek Nevada. Like,
Yes.
I think that would be great. But yeah, Zoe, we would love to see you. That would be really cool to get all of our callers and podcasting friends in one place and have like a 9-host podcast episode. That would be really cool. I was doing some.
We totally need to make it a bit that as soon as we start talking to them, we set a 90-second timer and then be like,
Just hold it kind of wave it at them. I was cleaning through a bunch of, like, I'm not going to say trash, but it's stuff that I threw away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't
That's
have
fair,
a pile
yeah.
of trash. It was stuff that needed organized, and some of it I didn't need anymore. And I found out I still have 2 wireless mics that I have never opened, and they can record direct to the mic. I completely forgot I even had those. So those are now available. I know John has some wireless mics. We've got some great ways to record on the go.
yeah, some.
with
I have
folks in
some
Vegas.
wireless mics.
I didn't want to put you on the spot. But yeah, so like, again, we cannot talk about Starfleet Academy yet, but I share your excitement. I am very excited to share our thoughts on that show with people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's hear from our final caller. Here is our buddy Platty.
Hey, Open Pike Night. This is Platty M3 calling with my hits, shits, and giggles of New Year's resolutions. This past year, I hit on watching all of the animated series and
Nice.
also hit on about 80% of my weight loss goal. For 2026, my goals are to complete my Enterprise rewatch and to lose as much weight as I did this year. Now, the shit part of last year was starting this walking exercise challenge with Cameron and others on Discord. I mean, I was
Oh.
doing good. I'd completed about 32% of our 4-person challenge goal somewhere like in the middle of November. And since then, I've completely dropped off. I know we're missing our January 4th finish goal, partly because of me and the last month and a half. We'll probably finish in an extra 2 weeks. I've already pushed out our goal a little bit. This year's goal is to better keep up with the exercise challenges I take on. As for giggles, I host 2 different video game podcasts, and my goal is to not sound as much like a giggling fanboy on them as much this year, but literally to take 2 to 3 sentence notes every hour for video games that I play that I know we'll eventually cover. I've already got a good 5 to 6 JRPGs for homework this year that I know we're going to be covering, and I also, and my wife giggles when I tell her this, I'm really going to finish those family photo albums for the years 2018, 19, 23, and 24. I've already done the one for 25, and I've done every year since 2012 except for those ones, so got to complete the series. She doesn't think I will, but I am determined. Hope you all have a great 2026, and may all your resolutions become reality.
No, Platty, and I don't want to throw our other participants under the bus. I'm not sure how much they've been keeping up. I'm pretty sure all 4 of us kind of dropped the ball, and I don't, and at least me as much, if not more than you. Like, winter came in, winter break came in. I did not get out and get my miles in anywhere near how I should be. Let's make it happen. January, back up for my
It's
kids
January
on
4th.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Like, okay, I didn't even know there was a walking challenge on the Discord. I'm a bad Discord user. I'll fully admit that. Dude, why am I not part of the walk?
Well, it's the
everybody
Conquer. You got to sign up for the Conquer app and pay a ridiculous sum of money, but you get a really cool medal at the end. We're doing the Strange New
Oh,
Worlds.
it's one of those. Okay.
Challenges. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, okay.
We're doing some more. I think there's time for the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
All
get
right.
those miles in, Platty. Don't you worry, but I am
Yeah.
there with you.
And
good- yeah.
what do you have against giggling fanboys, man?
Yeah. I will say good work on taking the pre-notes and
Yeah.
10 minutes a day. I bet you if you did 10 minutes a day on sorting your photos, you'll be done in no time. You'll be done well before the end of the year. Just 10 minutes a day. That's 60 hours in a year.
Today I found notes on Prodigy Season 2 when we were planning to do coverage for that. Speaking
Oh,
of
wow.
resolutions that did not come to pass.
Have you finished Project
No, I still
Prodigy
haven't.
Season
No.
2? Okay.
When we decided not to do coverage, my watching dropped off. I mean, it was a good show. It's just not one to pull me through. And I was hoping I could watch it with my kids, and they were not interested. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
my child still staunchly anti-Star Trek. She loves to talk about the podcast that I do about Star Trek,
Mhm.
but she does not want to watch Star Trek.
Yeah.
So I'm still in the mire.
Now, I do before.
Meyer or Myers?
Depends on which guy you're talking about.
Before we get to your resolution, Jesse, I do want to say one more kind of pod resolution I'm excited for to tease for the end of this episode is wanting to start a new segment where Jesse makes predictions about Strange New World season 4 and 5, and
Yeah.
John and I rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. Interestings.
Yeah.
I think it's how many eyes are in the interesting.
Okay, another thing this year, they just went ahead and revealed the actors for the characters. So yeah, I think we can safely say we got to see Tom Jane
Thomas Jane.
filming a scene as Dr. McCoy.
Yeah, I meant for this to be a whole section of this episode is us talking about the casting news. So
yes.
All right. Here we go. Another 15 minutes for this episode. They released those two characters who we've been, making predictions on for like the past 3 years. We now know. John and I were sitting there. I know a lot of people are like, Thomas Jane, I don't know. Here's my reason, guys. He is a character actor far more than you would think from his movies from the 90s. We were sitting there. I did not recognize him at all. The director, who I think we can also say is Akiva now that's been revealed, kept running back there and being like, Tommy, a little faster, a little slower. What, Tommy? So we're like, ooh, who's this guy? And I'm and he walked by at one point between takes, and I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna have to get him on sometime. I don't recognize him. It's just some actor. And then John leans over and goes, you know who that is, right? I'm like, no, I have no idea who that is. Thomas.
And so I said, he just wants his daughter back.
Which was a reference I did not catch at the time. I had to look it up later, John. I'm sorry. To Arrested Development.
You're the one who got me into Arrested
I know,
Development.
it's been years since I've seen season 1 or 2 or whichever when he was on. Also, I think he just wants his kids back, is the quote.
Oh, okay. I thought it was daughter. Okay. That said, I have been rewatching The Expanse because I just reread all of the Expanse books, part of my 2025 reading. We should cover The Expanse on the Patreon. If you haven't seen, he is in the first 3 seasons. Like, if anything I've ever seen him in, I can see McCoy in his character in The Expanse.
Yeah.
What we got to see, I'm like, yep,
yeah,
this is a natural next progression for him.
Yeah, and I got to see a little more than you, and I'm going to be fine with it. I think it's great.
Yep.
I mean, the actor's a little bit older than the character would be at this time, but he's playing younger. I think it's fine. Yeah. I'm not saying everyone's going to love the performance. Bones is an iconic fan favorite, so I think there's, unless it's Carl Urban, just no pleasing some people, but
exactly. Yeah.
I think most people are going to be like, yep, nope, this is a good Bones.
Yeah, exactly.
Was he in movies in the 90s? Like, to me, he's the Punisher and the guy from Dreamcatcher.
Well, I'm thinking
as well as
Deep Blue Sea. Was the Punisher
Deep
not
Blue
the
Sea.
90s? Was it like 2001?
Yeah, I thought the Punisher that might have been early 2000s. Yeah.
I guess early 2000s, I mean.
Yeah.
Deep Blue Sea and the Punisher I'm thinking of.
John, you would have had to look at me and say, you're not Jonesy for me to get that.
Oh, God. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Dreamcatcher heads here.
That's right.
Oof.
That movie was better than I expected it was going to be.
Some people really make...
Was...
Oh, is it John who hates that movie?
I do not like that movie.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I went in with no expectations. Like, I had never read it. It was just here's a sci-fi movie, and I had a fun time with it. It's not my favorite movie.
I need to give it another watch for sure. So maybe.
But yeah, I agree. And then Kai Murakami, who's going to be playing Sulu, I think is mostly a stage actor.
Okay.
And I think Star Trek has a pretty good record of bringing stage actors onto their show. Like, so I'm very interested. And I thought it was also interesting the way they announced that to be like, these guys are in the final episode.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
there's a whole season before that.
Yeah. And like, it's probably half and half a like big draw. Make sure you watch the last season, and also kind of a push for a year 1 project, right? Like,
that's what I think. Yeah.
We want people to be excited for that project. Potentially, we want to be able to point to interest spikes in internet searches, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm really interested specifically to know, are they in that episode only, or are they in multiple episodes? Because, I mean, sure, I guess Ortegas could hand off the helm in like a 1 episode, but I think that should be the entire arc of the final season.
All right. Well,
interesting. Actually, I don't even know the answer to that. I have suspicions, but yeah.
Well, Jesse, you want to hear your resolutions from last year?
I can, but let me say, yes, I know this is the longest clip you've had to play tonight. Go ahead. Yeah, so as I've mentioned a couple of times, mostly in tones that don't necessarily suggest great dedication, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon lately. Jumped into the competitive battling scene. I found a little bit of success. I'm doing well in the ranked ladder on the game. I participated in what's called a Grand Challenge, which is like this huge online event that anybody can jump into, and you play for ranking and positioning. Did not do very well at all in that, but I learned a lot, and there's a new set of rules coming up for the competitive game, and I have already started building a team. I'm devouring YouTube videos. I'm really trying to up my education in this arena, because I think for me, it really helps to have something that I can set concrete goals in. Like with Open Pike Night, the goal is to always get the next Star Trek guest and talk about the next Star Trek episode. And I love that, and it is incredibly nourishing for me. But this is something that I can do regardless of schedule, right? No matter how busy work is, no matter how busy the Open Pike Night grind is, that kind of a thing. It's just something that I can do. So I'm setting a small goal for myself to make it into what is called the Ultra Ball tier in the ranked competitive ladder. Right now I'm sitting very close to that. I'm in the Great Ball section of that, but I need to take that next step, and I think if I give myself a year to do that, I'll feel like I've gotten something done in a fun, very low stakes competitive environment. So it's a good thing for me that I can focus on something that doesn't actually matter and doesn't really
You're nestled between the balls.
Yeah. And it doesn't really affect anybody else, so like however it goes, it's fine. And then on a personal note, this is something I've been thinking about this year in general with the new stress of the year and things like that. I do need to lose a little bit of weight, not a ton of weight, but like 25, maybe 30 pounds. I've done it before. I know I can do it. I just kind of got into the routine this year of like, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm going to go buy something that's not good for me. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to call it a day. And I'm getting away from that. I haven't been eating a lot of fast food recently. And, with the family stuff going on, it's like I realize it's kind of on me to do everything I can to make sure that I am here and available for my family for a long time yet to come. So I'm going to really focus on 25 to 30 pounds by the end of 2025.
Now, remember, we're going to revisit these next year in a New Year's episode, and we'll see how we've done. So we're going to play that clip.
Yeah. That's why I'm putting it out there. I need some accountability, and I trust that you guys will provide that and make fun of me if it does not happen.
Balls and pounds. That's Jesse's resolution. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So over the course of 2 years worth of resolutions, Cameron managed to fit in balls and pounds, nestled between the balls, and erect. Like,
Yep.
I love that we have such strong identities on this show. Like, that means a lot to me. So, okay, we'll start with the positive. Totally achieved the Ultra Ball rank in Pokemon competitive battling. I think that was like February or maybe March. Like, that one came up quick.
So immediately.
Yeah, like I was super focused, like you might even say hyper fixated on that. And I got there and I felt great. I was like, you know what? Now I'm going to go to Master Ball. Didn't quite make it to Master Ball. But I appreciate that. But I did a lot of like research and learning. Wolf Glick, who is probably the biggest name in competitive Pokemon, has a YouTube channel. When my YouTube stats came out at the end of 2025, I was in like the top 0.3% of his viewers, which was insane to me because I don't remember watching that much competitive Pokemon information, but I guess I did. So yeah, I totally nailed that one. And I'm right there with you, Platty. Like, I lost not as much as I was hoping to. I would say I lost about 7 pounds, and I may have put 3 or 4 of that back on, but I was going real strong at the start of the year. It got cold. They started doing construction on the path that I was walking. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I can't exercise now, which sure. Yeah, that's an excuse. But I'm just going to reiterate that one for this year. I want to lose a little bit of weight. I want to hold myself accountable for that. And I think having that Discord channel helped. Eventually it became a thing where I was like, I don't want to go in there because I don't have anything to add and I'll feel bad. But I need to just bite that bullet and keep up with it. And I know, like I said last year, I know it's something I can do. I have done it before. And I did make a couple of strides. I do not eat fast food nearly as frequently as I had been. And I haven't had like a can or a bottle of soda in like
That's
8 or 9 months at this point.
Wow.
Like I just stopped. I did replace it with sparkling water because my body craves carbonation for some reason. I don't know why, but there's no sugar in it. There's no syrups of any kind. There's no coloring. So yeah, I'm going to continue to work on that. And then for this year, my new goal is that I realized I had a ton of fun doing the Pokemon thing. And I felt very rewarded when I got to that goal. And then I remembered I used to play a lot of video games, man. Like there was probably a reason for that. And I am going to play more video games this year. As many of our callers have mentioned, you got to focus on the joy, the positive things that make you feel good. And, you know, maybe that means playing an hour a night or 30 minutes a night, depending on what kind of time I have available. But as many of you in the Discord know, with the recent Steam and PlayStation sales, I have picked up a lot of games in the last few days. And as patrons will know, Cameron introduced me to FTL. And I had way more fun like watching Cameron play FTL and teach it to me than I expected to. And I think because I just miss playing video games. So I got FTL. I started back up on Hollow Knight. I picked up my first ever Fallout game. Thanks to John and Cameron, I'm excited to try that. I got The Messenger, which is from the same studio that did Sea of Stars. I'm very excited to play games this year. I don't really know how to quantify it other than if I play more games this year than last year, I'll call it a success.
There you go. There you go.
Steam should be able to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I won't tell you that once you get hooked on Fallout, that Costco has a Fallout brand soda. So I don't want that. The one resolution to mess up the other.
Yeah. We got the Fallout brand sodas and we got and our son wanted it. And they're actually pretty good.
They're pretty good.
The blueberry lemonade, excellent mixer. There's some vodka in there. Very good mixer. Dangerously effective. So
John's making a post-apocalyptic water hazard over there.
We'll bring some to Vegas.
There we go. All right. Well, now is the time for our first ever segment. Jesse, our first entry into the segment. Just go ahead and throw out a guess. Season 4, Season 5 of Strange New Worlds.
Okay. Let's see here. I need like a guess that seems plausible so that I can gauge your reactions. Let's see. I don't think any characters are going to die because otherwise I would say La'an's going to die. But I feel like based on all the rap photos that have been shown, like everybody's going to make it through season 5. They may not still be like on the Enterprise, but they're going to be around. So let's see here.
Is that your prediction? Is nobody's going to die?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do a lot of these. So I'm going to give it a. Cam, what about you?
I'm actually going to give that one a 9. Interesting. So 9 eyes on my interesting.
There we go. All right.
Because you're close or far away, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I do know, but I'm not telling.
This is truly awful. Thank you, guys.
Well, it has been a long year, and the Open Pike Night crew has to go find that New Year's baby crawling around outside somewhere and keep him safe from the elements, and I guess go start walking some miles. So be sure to clean up after yourselves. Be sure to put your Christmas decorations away. Pull them out again next year. Don't leave them up all year. You can leave your lights up, but not your decorations. And be sure to tip your servers. You can go anywhere you want, but you can't stay here.
Hey there, Wilbur.